cool. We can play with stuff. We're early. We got plenty of motherfucking property with all kinds of different terrain, all kinds of different weather already all over the United States. If not, we got Alaska. Any kind of cold weather training we can do in Alaska. We got Canada. We can borrow a couple acres off Canada. Yellowstone and the Rocky Mountains are two of the most treacherous fucking places on earth. Is it Mojave Desert? 66 runs through.
Yeah.
That's one of the most treacherous desert terrains on the planet. It's mountainous and shit. We got no reason to borrow property. Need to take that?
No.
No. We got no reason to borrow the property anywhere in the vicinity of Russia. Me and dude up the road here don't get along.
But
I got no reason to go up there and like be like, oh, I'm just practicing, something right in front of his house,
So, to me,
good morning, Christy.
And to me, it's not. I mean, dude, I'll go out to the range and I'll practice.
Right.
Yes, I get it. But here's the thing. After so many years of owning and shooting a firearm, I'm not a fucking expert by any imagination, but I can hit what I'm aiming at. I can disassemble and reassemble my weapon. I know the basic shit. Okay. If I'm going to my neighbor's front porch that I don't like, and I'm shooting my targets and I'm reassembling and disassembling my weapon, that's not practice. You're just showing off.
And how
all
close,
of these exercises, all these training exercises, they're not training. Our soldiers know exactly what the fuck to do. Now, how our soldiers interact with their soldiers, that's the only part of the training that I understand. The rest of it is a show of force. Look, motherfuckers, we're out here. And that's why I brought that up with Taiwan and China.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's just a show of force.
That's warfare is petty nowadays. I'm going to line up all my shit off your coast.
And how much money does that cost?
When you say something about it, I'm going to consider it an act of war.
Yeah.
Like,
how much money? This is like what Russia did. Russia annexed certain parts of Ukraine, and then we're like, if you attack it, then we're going to consider that an act of war.
I personally love to go to the range and shoot. I love it.
I'd probably, dude, if I was forced, I could probably add up how much range ammo I've spent, and it's probably on the borderline of like crack addiction.
I'll say it again. Every time I go to the range, there's like 5 or 6, like, and I don't mean this in a mean way. There's 5 or 6 snowflakes up there. They got brand new AR-15s.
That's why I don't like
fresh out of the box. And the Civil War breaks out. I want to apologize because I cited in most of them for them.
Well, that's exactly what you're supposed to do after you buy a new weapon. Although I'm not going to the range and taking it out of the box.
No.
You know what I mean? That just smells like rookiness. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I don't have nothing against them going out there and doing that. You know what I mean?
No.
But the point is,
the British tourist kid was the highlight of my year.
When you go practice, you go to the range and practice on the target, or you go out here in your backyard and practice on deer and practice on trees and practice shooting all kinds of shit out here in the backyard. The point is, you don't ever go practice in your enemy's backyard.
No,
that's literally just a show of force.
That's not a drill.
It's not a drill. You're not training.
It's not a drill.
You're not exercising shit.
It might be a drill for you. It ain't a drill for them. This ain't a drill. Like, you got hundreds of miles of sea.
It's no different than
what are you doing here?
North Korea launches a missile and it lands in the ocean off of South Korea. Next thing you know, there's 9 American warships, and South Korean exercises You know what I mean? Look,
There's just
all we did was surround your tiny little island with ships, just to let you know we're here.
Is there a chance maybe it's just the news? They don't want to tell us that we're at war. Like, you know,
Yeah, no,
like,
no,
you
no.
know,
If
like,
we were at war, believe me, we
like,
would know.
we're
Because
lining
the
up.
news, that's some sensational shit. You know what I mean? Just like at the very beginning of Ukraine war, man, they had reporters standing there in
That doesn't
helmets,
sound like fun.
helmets and ballistic vests. Like, dude, this is not that war. This is not the kind of war where you need a helmet and a ballistic vest. This is literally you're launching artillery at each other. What the fuck is that vest gonna do for you?
Good morning, sir.
Who we
Yeah.
got? Oh, what's up? Good morning.
Yeah. This is not a flak vest situation.
Right, this shit is not gonna help you for shit. This, like, if I was one of them reporters, I'd be like, look, man, I'm over here. This shit's wild and crazy, but don't put me in no ballistic vest.
Where are the reporters?
They don't exist anymore. They're working for Twitter.
I mean, Geraldo Rivera gave away a position in Iraq. They had to move an entire base because of this motherfucker. But he was standing there. Remember when Anderson Cooper was standing there when he was young? And he was like talking about the mortars in, I think it was Baghdad. And all of a sudden he goes, oh, and took off running.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I thought you were getting ready to say it was something like Hillary flying in under gunfire.
No, see, now
That turned out to be
now
a
we're going to
complete
start
fucking
talking
lie.
about maybe all this shit's been fake since the beginning of the Gulf War.
I flew in and someone took a shot at us. Oh my God, Hillary, you flew into a war zone and someone shot at you? What the fuck?
I know, right? Who would do that?
Who would have fucking done that? Shit.
It's war. I hate when they put basic war shit on the news. 3 tanks were hitting an airstrike today. No shit.
Yeah.
War.
Although, man, I don't know that, like, I don't see anything Russia has done, like, recently as really an act of war.
No.
You know, they're blowing up civilian targets, and, like, they're not really striking military targets other than the power substations. That is in a time of war, that is a military target.
You will fight me.
I know it's cold.
It's hard to fight me when you got to go home and take care of your family.
Exactly. It's all warfare. And I hate to put it like that because I think electricity is basic human needs, especially when it's that fucking cold over there.
Right.
I mean, because it's cold.
Right. It's attacking infrastructure.
Yeah. But
you can't fight me. You got to go home and cut wood.
Either his aim is shitty or he's doing it intentionally. He's actually hitting civilian targets, you know, buildings and apartments and shit like that. So
we're going to have to wait for the history books to be written to understand.
Nah, because
he's not unhinged. He's not crazy, and there's a slim chance.
Already proven that, dude. Like we write history books from the American side of view, and it turns out that half the shit ain't even true. Half the shit we were taught in high school is not fucking true.
No,
it's just taught from the American side of view, from the victor's perspective. It's not taught. You know what I mean? When you talk about
me.
What is it? Move the mic. It's
short. I'm hitting that mic.
Gotcha.
I see.
Out of the way. Oh yeah, good call. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, the victor always writes the history book, sir.
Yeah, that's true. But they don't teach the other side. You know what I mean? Like when you hear about the Afghan war, the Afghanistan war, the last 20 plus years that we've been in Afghanistan. Yeah, if you really follow that back to its origins, the origins that are being taught are 9/11. They go way further back than that.
Way back. Did you know Rambo 2 was a documentary?
Right. Dude, not just that, man. We go way back in Afghanistan. Like abusing these people, using their property, using their land, using their minerals. I mean, like, I'm not saying it's right, but when you teach the whole story about why Osama bin Laden did what he did, like I said, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying you start to understand that cause and effect are a real fucking thing.
That's how the world really works.
But no one teaches you what caused You know what I'm saying? You hear about it. If you're fucking 14 years old right now, you're being taught that Osama bin Laden woke up and was like, oh, you know what? I think I'll blow up a building today.
Yeah.
That's not how it works, man.
No.
Like, it was years and years and years. You go all the way back, if I'm not mistaken, Osama bin Laden was an Afghan soldier in the Soviet invasion. So he's seen what these superpowers do when they come into his country and do whatever they did.
The Colorado shooter, there's two sides to this. It's interesting it went this way because there's two sides of this, and I've actually had thought on this subject this week. Now there's the American drone strike in Syria that kills innocent people. And 2 weeks later, somebody's cousin walks into a Colorado grocery store with a loaded rifle and just starts gunning down innocent Americans in return, which is what happened in that Colorado grocery store shooting. It was a Syrian refugee.
Well, the problem is they're not ever going to show you that link.
No.
They're not ever. So what you just said is a conspiracy theory. Because I don't think we can find anything on today's media.
You can find that he is
story.
a Syrian refugee.
Can you? Are they actually saying that?
Yes, and you can find that there was a drone strike in Syria about 3 or 4 weeks before that
first
incident.
Announced it, I believe they just said he was a black man.
No, they said he was a white guy.
Was it?
Oh yeah, he started out white. They tried to Zimmerman this whole case. I told you it all goes back. It all started with Zimmerman.
But
but
see, I didn't know that. I thought that when they first reported it, it was a black guy.
No. But anyway, then you have the other kind of bombings, which is starting. This Russian war is making me see things. Putin has a problem with explosions in Russia.
It's not. I don't think he has a problem. I think he has a war on his hands.
These are
the American government is providing some top-notch fucking technology.
Wait. These are car bombs. Bag bombs,
some low key shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it sounds very much like the exact same shit that happens in other countries.
So
where terrorist incidents are happening.
For the previous months or so, Russia has been just bombarding Ukraine. Bombs, missiles. Well, like this weekend, Ukraine sent a drone and blew the whole fucking base up. Did you hear about that? That's what I thought you were talking about.
And now
You're
Russia
not talking about that. You're talking about low-key grassroots fucking terror.
And I tell you,
like car bombs and shit.
And Putin pulled some wily coyote shit after that. Have you seen what he's done since then?
Is that his citizens revolting? Is that what that is?
I was thinking, this sounds like, is this a CIA tactic?
Might be, but if it is, it's messy. So, I mean, I don't know.
It works in Iraq, works in Iran.
Yeah, but, I mean...
Terrorists, it seems to me, somebody will get mad at me. Yeah, Merry Christmas, by the way, guys. Somebody will get mad at me for this one. It seems to me that since, say, the Bush administration, terrorist attacks go up, America shows up, terrorist attacks go down. And maybe there's a slim fucking opportunity, a slither, that there's some CIA shit involved there.
All right, so I didn't think this was gonna turn into this, but you just kind of segued into something I wanted to talk about. So since you did that, we might as well go ahead and talk about that.
See, yeah, I mean, like, and they're still waiting for a right winger. They're still waiting. They try.
So since you brought that up, at first, these Twitter files, I was happy about them. I wanted to know what was going on. I wanted to know how shady our government really was. And I haven't even looked at Twitter Files 9 yet. I haven't even opened Twitter yet this morning to look at it. I read Twitter Files 8. And let me tell you, I'm not looking forward to any more of them. I don't want to see any more of them. Like, it's turning out that our government is some suspect motherfuckers, dude. And you are absolutely fucking right that anything that goes on politically, especially when violence is used, you cannot rule out the CIA or the FBI or Secret Service even. You can't rule any of them out anymore. And it's kind of becoming, which maybe they want this.
You mean OGAs?
Other government agencies?
Yeah.
It kind of seems to me like it's becoming something that the average American citizen needs to be heavily concerned about. Because if they're willing to use our tax-paying dollars to go after other political figures to achieve the geopolitical outcome that they want,
yep.
Then what's to stop them from coming after ordinary citizens?
Oh, they
as an ordinary citizen, and I don't consider millionaires and billionaires, I don't really think they're ordinary citizens. But we have some people in our population that are very powerful and moving that aren't millionaires and billionaires. You know, pastors and group leaders and people that will follow these people. So what's to stop the CIA from coming after individuals like this? And what's to say the CIA is not involved in the murder of Malcolm X or any other civil leader that we looked upon? Yes,
I
Martin Luther
never
King,
questioned
JFK,
that.
like
Never questioned that.
But now you're starting to see physical evidence that they are involved in things that affect us as a population.
And it should scare you
And
more
that's
that
what I'm
they've
talking
gotten
about.
so blatantly they just left footprints. That should
It's
scare you
almost as if
more.
it's almost as if our Second Amendment doesn't really matter. They're not scared. And I'm sorry, our federal government should be scared of us. We are the people. We give the federal government their power.
Right.
And we as a state need to take some of that power back.
Right.
Because they are, whoa, they are fucking out there, bro.
Yeah. There's some shit. I mean, they paid. The United States government paid Twitter $3,415,323.
That's just Twitter.
Just Twitter.
I read a story.
That's cheap.
I read a story
so
in Twitter Files 8 that they were doing it to everybody. Microsoft, Google, Apple, even LinkedIn. LinkedIn, where you go to find a fucking job. Like they're paying these people to influence what people see on their site.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is deep, bro.
We do need a constitutional convention, but it would do us absolutely
and it's funny
no good whatsoever right now.
Yes, it would. Let me tell you, if you Google that right now,
right,
it'll come up. You need 34 states for a constitutional convention. We have 29 on board right now. It's closer than you think it is.
And when the House turns,
no, that doesn't have anything to do with the House.
We senators.
You have to turn a state government to Republican and overwhelming Republican so that they can vote to agree to join the Constitutional Convention. So it's all about state governments, and you have so many left-leaning state governments, it seems impossible. But we have 29 of the 34 states needed. And once that happens, we can rewrite the Constitution. Only when that happens. You have to have 34 states.
That's scary to think they could hold one right now.
Yeah. Close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fuck.
But the thing is, you have more. I think the last time I remember seeing a map, I think it's like 38 or 39 Republican-led states.
Oh,
so they're working. You know, they're working towards that because they do believe that we need to rewrite the Constitution.
Right.
And I'm a kind of old school person.
We don't need to rewrite it.
But
we don't need to rewrite it. We need to clarify the all man are created equal. All mankind is created equal might be, you know, all humanity is created equal. We can pick another word. You can do that. All right, I'll let you have that. But then we need to put in some term limits.
Yeah, well, I mean, term limits, yeah,
We
for
need to
sure.
put
You
in,
know, there's all kinds of shit that you could sit here and say. You know what I mean? But
the problem
at the
is
same
nothing
time,
in the
dude,
Constitution is going to happen without the two. It's
right.
unfortunate, but that's just
Well, at the same time, if the federal government just focused on their job, the states could do so much more. And literally their job, the only job they have is to enforce and control our borders.
that's it.
That's it. That's their only job. National security is the federal government's only job.
Yeah.
Everything else is illegal. Fuck your IRS. Fuck your Department of Education. Fuck your Department of Public Affairs. All that shit is just
Yeah.
bureaucracy, and it
Fuck
adds
your
to our
fishing
fucking-
license. Fuck your hunting
all that
license.
shit. I should not have to ask permission from nobody to do what the fuck I want. Now, with that being said, country this big, I don't even hunt, dude, and I still buy a hunting license every year. I buy a hunting and fishing license every year. I don't even hunt, but I know that money does go to conservation, and it helps. You know what I mean? If you're trying to keep your population of wildlife out, you have to work conservative.
Okay, I'll turn that thing off. Maybe it'll fix it.
Very distorted. Oh yeah,
Yeah. Is that better?
Gotcha. It's all the bugs we gotta work out.
Yeah. And I'm a little hoarse today, so
I mean, it could be the fact that you got the microphone stuffed in your mouth too.
it could be because I'm trying to
your shirt.
allow for the fact I'm hoarse as fuck today. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, could be the speaker. You got speakers over there. We could be getting some background feed from anywhere. It's hard to tell.
Could be my headphones.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, man.
Now you sound robotic. Oh, that's just my head cold. Yeah, that's all right.
If he said that's just my head cold.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I think I sung Christmas carols too loud the other day.
Yeah, I
lost my voice. It's kind of.
There was
it was funny as shit yesterday.
There was a moment in time yesterday because yesterday was the first time I had to work Christmas Day in many years. So there was a moment in time yesterday where I was pissed off I had to be at work. But then I kept on thinking about the double time. And I was like, okay, this makes it better. I had a 12-hour day at damn near $40 an hour. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I mean,
hey, Merry Christmas.
You know, I was pissed off because I had to work. But then again, you know, I'm okay with that.
So where do you want to go with this? FTX, old dude's girlfriend sold him out. He's fucked.
Oh well, yeah, dude, they're all gonna sell him out. But anyway, from there, like really, no one to me. Maybe there's someone that's gonna see this, or a couple people that we do have watching. Maybe they care, but I don't know anybody that gives a fuck about FTX. I didn't even know this company existed until it went bankrupt. You know why?
Me neither.
Because I don't fucking do crypto. And I don't understand it. I don't even begin to understand it.
I didn't care either.
I understand
money laundering money back to the DNC.
I understand stocks more than I understand crypto, and I don't understand stocks. So I mean, I got my 401k. That's about as much stock as I do, and that's managed by somebody else.
Right.
But dude, I don't know a lot of people that care about FTX, except like you said, the political implications of them funneling this money back into the DNC.
Judge steps down after giving him bond because her husband's law firm was advising FTX.
After he got out on bond?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
See, this is the thing about it, like you don't know nothing about FTX, but FTX was money laundering money back to the DNC. Governor Manchin was Senator Manchin or whatever he is now was on the list of people that was donating fighting the fucking FTX. It was buying
There's a lot of them,
FTX.
though.
There is.
Out there. Tom Brady, LeBron James, politicians out there.
Mitch McConnell.
Could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of matter.
There's Republicans too.
Yeah, they're all.
They're just pumping money back into the DNC.
Yeah, but you know.
Oh yeah, that's a conflict of interest, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of conflict of interest, you can't really ask for a better segue from that topic into the conflict of interest in Arizona. You know what I mean? Let's start at the very top of that. Like, how does the Secretary of State certify her own?
About that election.
That like, don't even worry about all the ballots and all the other shit they found.
The judge is like, oh, you don't see anything.
That's it. That shit. And you know what? After 2020, man, I'm so tired of this election interference shit. I didn't really want to hear another story about it, but this shit seems real. Like, some of the evidence they introduced in the court.
I don't have a speaker turned on in the background, just the mics. I've turned everything else off. I got my headphones. We'll see if that does anything. Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, didn't you just say he resigned?
That definitely
or steps down? Oh, he steps down. Oh, okay. I thought you said resigned.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't good. That was much worse. I heard that going on.
What do you think it is? Something in here got background feed in it.
I have no idea, but I'm working on it. TV's not on.
We can go
yeah,
back
there's
watch this live stream here later.
Definitely something wrong with that election. I mean, and it's when it's all on one party. When it's like, oh, we're sorry, the Republican ballots are the wrong size.
Yeah.
Oh, we're sorry.
There was something.
Republicans have to use Sharpies this year. Like,
there's too much going on over there. But the thing is there's a lot of evidence. But I watched the podcast this weekend, and they were talking about, yes, it's a lot of evidence, but because Carrie Lake filed a lawsuit, she's the plaintiff. You know what I mean? Katie Hobbs is the defendant. So it's not up to Katie Hobbs to prove that she did. So can you prove that whoever made these mistakes, ordering the wrong ballots, whatever, whoever made these mistakes, did they do it with intent? And that's the way I was understanding this podcast that I was watching the other day. And one thing in my head, I'm not a fucking lawyer at all. I'm a law and order lawyer. I know all kinds of shit about TV law.
Ding, ding.
But the thing that goes off in my fucking head is, how is it not intent? If you ordered one or two batches of the wrong ballots, but millions of other ballots were right, except this batch.
Right.
That's the thing. How is that not intent?
We'll work the sound out. Don't worry, man. Yeah, you don't accident. It's not an accident. How do you accidentally, we'll go back, skip over a state. How do you accidentally not hire any election workers?
Bro, didn't we cover this last week? She forgot. She forgot to do her job. She just forgot. I'm pretty sure she's got another term coming up too, bro. She didn't lose her job because she forgot, but she did.
She forgot.
It's a legitimate mistake. You should forget to hire people to count the votes. I guess she thought she was gonna have plenty of volunteers. I don't know, man.
How do you?
I forgot. You know, if I forget, like some old person didn't get fed today. Like, I forget.
I forgot.
Like, damn, I can't forget. That's just the best, worst excuse ever.
Oops.
Yeah. Sorry. I swear, if the next
I was busy doing.
if the next person that runs against her for that office, if that's not his or her campaign slogan, oops, I forgot. I promise you, you're doing something wrong in the marketing department, dude. Because that's an instant win. That's the best campaign slogan ever. You can't outrun that shit. Oops, I forgot.
Hey, ain't you that lady that? Oops, I forgot.
Yeah, you're the oops, I forgot lady. You'll never get reelected again to any office. You won't get elected to be a librarian.
Damn sure can't work fast food.
Hell no.
Where's my fries?
I forgot. You get pulled through this fucking window. You better give me some fries.
Don't make me assume my ultimate form. Oh my god. But no, that whole thing is fishy as fuck, man. Like from top to bottom.
I just
and then all the way down to I certified my own election.
But you forgot the step before that. There's a step before that that's even more absurd. Because this is Maricopa County.
Oh,
and all these other counties around it was like, nah, we ain't certifying the vote. This shit's shady. We're not certifying the vote. And then Katie Hobbs was like, you're going to fucking jail if you don't certify it. And then she certified her own election. Like,
yeah, because I seen this morning when I woke up and I couldn't figure out what I was looking at. I was half awake, and it was a guy going up on against my will and in duress, a threat of. I vote yes.
bro,
Dude.
It's everywhere. So I hope it works out. But I think
the fuck?
I don't think she has enough hardcore evidence to prove malice intent. And I'm pretty sure that you really need that to get a conviction.
Whatever happened to common sense law?
I don't think that exists in criminal court, dude.
Does common sense law exist in criminal court, Christy?
I don't think, because common sense is not law.
Like at what point?
You might have common sense, but it might not be a law.
Check.
There we go.
Okay, I got some. Turn yours off and back on. Microphone wrecker.
Now it's blinking. You know what that means?
No. Check. 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 There you go. Here we go.
We're good.
Is that better? Yeah, rock and roll. No working. Mine.
Oh man, we gotta work these kinks out. We had some good conversations.
It's working. Sorry. All right. But yeah, no, it's just again, there's nothing not fucking fishy about that whole election. It's like a comedy. It's like a bad episode of Burn Notice.
It is. And so, since you're on the Arizona topic, you have to go directly to the Biden administration suing the governor of Arizona to take the containers down. Did you see this?
No, what's up?
All right, so the Biden administration sued the state of Arizona because Arizona doesn't have border patrol like Texas does. So they put shipping containers up along their border to prevent people from coming into Arizona. The Biden administration sued the state of Arizona. And here's what they sued them for. The Biden administration sued the state of Arizona for damaging the border of the United States of America. Damaging the border. That's the lawsuit. And they won. Arizona has to take the shipping containers down. So because the Biden administration has failed to secure our borders, individual states don't really have a right to secure their own border. It's basically what that lawsuit means. Everything, it's going to end up being that everything Governor Abbott's doing to secure his border in Texas is going to end up being unconstitutional. You watch.
Oh, it's the federal government's job.
Federal government's job to protect borders, not the individual states. And they're not doing it. So even though they're not doing their job, it's illegal for an individual state to do their job.
What the fuck?
Right.
Had somebody say they would come home for an interview. We have to learn to watch our F-bombs. Oh my God.
Well, we can try.
I'll work on that.
We can try. Start working on that anyway. People don't really always want to hear that shit anyway, but sometimes it happens. You know, you get heated. A lot of the podcasts that I follow, you don't hardly ever hear them curse, but it happens.
I'm trying to see if I can fit another USB in next to that microphone, but I can't. I'm going to have to get me an extended USB port. We'll get the sound issues worked out next week.
Yeah, for sure.
That's for sure.
For sure. That kind of sucks, too.
Yeah. Yeah, Zelensky showed up in the same fucking sweatshirt he wears every day.
Well, yeah, that makes sense, though. I mean, if he showed up in a suit and tie, wouldn't you think less of him?
I found interesting, he was met at the airport by Rufus Gifford, who is Biden's protocol officer, of all people. He's a world leader. He wasn't even met by a fucking Secretary of State or a Vice President. I understand, maybe the Biden clone wasn't charged yet and they couldn't get it out the door to poop itself. But
can I spin that on you?
I guess. Why would a world leader not be met by the man from the White House? Yeah,
let me spin that on you just a little bit. We are a country that's different than other countries. If big if here, if there were to be a pro-Russian assassination attempt, making the departure and the arrival of a world leader public information is something that I'm not, especially in a wartime. You know what I mean? If you were going to attempt an assassination on a world leader, wouldn't you do it in America? We are the most free. I mean, dude, you can literally come to America, buy a fucking sniper rifle, and you do all that for free. Like,
you can.
Pretty much.
You can.
You know what I mean? So if you were to announce the arrival and departure of a world leader while that country is at war, don't you think that opens him up for attacks on his life?
When we have world leaders show up here, our Secret Service are professionals. The people who secure the area, if there's a place where a sniper could set and get a shot at a world leader, with and be like, and they're going where they would go.
Exactly. I get that, but
and if you think somebody's going to go to any of those places and shoot, no, because there's snipers looking down on the snipers that they got sitting there, looking down on the snipers that can hide in a car. Like, it's ridiculous what they do.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Something tells me if he wasn't met by our leader or someone in the administration, then they don't consider him worthy of that type of protection.
Right.
So did they scout out the tarmac like you say they did? Did they really do that? I don't know. I couldn't tell you that.
Zelensky again.
But
we use the word fishy again. This whole thing's fishy.
Zelensky is a pro-American president, just like his predecessor was pro-Russian and was this close to signing a treaty with Russia before we took him the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And this wasn't that long ago, dude. Like this wasn't that long ago.
I wonder if Twitter helped.
You know what I mean? This wasn't too long ago.
I wonder if Twitter helped get Zelensky elected.
You know, who knows?
I'm going to get on Twitter later and ask Elon. Isn't that the greatness of Twitter now? So I can be like, yo, Elon.
Tell me how he responds.
You know what I mean? But it's easy. The ability there is do it. Hey, Elon. Can I be CEO of Twitter?
I wouldn't want that job. I wouldn't want that job.
I wouldn't either. We're sitting around 45 billion. You know, Zelensky is banning. You know, the changes going on in Ukraine right now. I mean, if you've been watching, they moved over to cryptocurrency.
But they already were. They were funneling the money into FTX.
They're banning the Orthodox Church, which is pretty much the only church they have. It's not a Baptist area. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah, it's not a Catholic. I don't know. I don't want to say it's not a Catholic area. I would need somebody to Google that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they're banning the Orthodox Church. They moved over to cryptocurrency. There's a lot of weird changes going on in the Ukraine right now. And we're funding every bit of it. Another 45 billion just went out. We should own Ukraine with the amount of money we've shown out. We definitely should own them. I mean, where are we at? Let's see here. Another 45 billion. We're almost at $80 billion we've sent these guys. And that's not counting extra army, or extra armament and extra ammunition. And we're finding out they sold a lot of it on the black man market. I tell you what, they're running like roaches since they're announcing wanting to do an audit. But no, I think.
But yeah, right before I had to step out, you said the 45 billion to Ukraine.
Yeah,
I got a strong feeling that's going to be audited. I don't know that money. I don't think you can pass the law and come up with the money that fast. The new Congress takes hold January 3rd. So to make that happen that quick, I don't know that they can. And have you looked at that omnibus bill?
I mean,
I read it. No, you don't have to read the whole thing. All you do is go to the part where the things that it's supposed to pay for. It's like $4 million for a nature walk named after Michelle Obama. It's like a couple million, maybe $10 million for, check this out, some other country border. Yeah, I don't know the name of the country, but they just did the highlights of the stuff that was in there, just the wasteful spending that was in there. And it was a whole bunch of electoral college reform and just all kinds of stupid shit.
I'll get a new mic set up by next week. Man, it might just be how hoarse I am. I'll have have to listen to this after a while and find out.
Yeah, she said you hear distortion. That's a whole nother.
Yeah.
Yeah, even when I was gone, it was distorted. We're going to have to get new mics. That's not a problem. We'll make that work next week. Sorry for the sound quality, guys. We'll get it together. We promise.
Yeah. One thing at a time.
Yep, we'll get there. Actually, I have a mic, and you do too. I mean, we can switch back to the wired mic.
It's a wired mic over there. Hey, give me a second here.